everyone, and welcome to QuipScope, our show where we play a new game and then we talk about said new game. My name is Ashton.
And my name is Ben.
And Ben, you've been playing a new game this week.
I have. Courtesy of Ubisoft, I have been playing the closed beta for upcoming open world rad dude simulator Riders Republic, as unveiled at E3 earlier this year.
Yeah.
You're familiar with this game, right?
I've seen the trailers and I will not play that game.
Okay, can I ask
why?
Why?
Be bad at it.
Oh, okay, right.
I mean, I'd probably play it like if someone had it, and I'd have a go at it and be like, "Well,
if you had, like,
I am
gun,
bad at this."
I'd play it. Probably.
If you just handed me a controller, I'd probably play it. But what was it like? What did you think?
So it's sort of exactly what I would expect it to be.
Right.
Ubisoft has done this before with Steep, which is a surprisingly similar concept, so much so that it feels like they're just kind of doing it again, except with a wider variety of rad vehicles with which you can get around. So for people who aren't familiar, Riders Republic is a fictional place that is beautiful. It has winding forest paths, lots of cliffs, snowy peaks, etc. And it's sort of a big playground, and Ubisoft, of course, are like the masters of just creating a massive world for you to do stuff in. Except this is sort of how, Assassin's Creed gets a little bit of flack for like, it's just too big, there's too much to do.
Yeah.
At least there's like a story, and like it's sort of an RPG and driving you through. This is very hands-off in the sense that it's like, here you go.
Have fun.
Go crazy.
Yeah.
And of course, the landscape is littered with things to do, and there's like a little hub area. The main selling point, though, is that there's like 50 players all there at the same time.
Right.
And it's really quite impressive seeing all these players just going zoom and zipping about all over the place. I think you can go on bikes. There's like skis and snowboards, and then you've got like the Red Bull air race like jetpack things with the rockets on them, which I don't think are quite at the stage that they are represented in the game, because I think a lot of people would die if they used them in real life. But they are there, and there's all sorts of events. The main thrust of it is that you complete like events and races, and you're meant to get stars as a reward. You get a certain amount of stars. You can take part in what they call boss events, which are just a very challenging version of, compared to your level, or for whatever discipline of vehicle that you're going after, essentially.
Like a skateboarding raid boss.
Sort of, except Tonky Hank isn't there doing the mad flips. But there is a lot of there's a lot of really licensed stuff. There's a lot of licensed sort of X Games, Red Bull kind of things. So for people who are fans of the extreme sports and those sorts of sporting endeavors, they will probably get quite a lot out of it. You'll recognize all this stuff.
How close to the actual game was the beta? Is it like...
As in terms of the full game's release?
Yeah.
I think the game does come out later this year, so it's not too far away now. So I'd like to imagine that it's pretty much there. The footage, if people are watching that as opposed to listening to this on the podcast feed, it does have a big work in progress thing slapped up there.
Right.
I did encounter a couple of small bugs, like just before loading screen. The bike disappeared that I was on. Just really minor things that I'm sure won't be present in the final game. But it's largely ready to go. And they have actually, I think, assuaded some of my concern about this game, because Peter and I were quite vocally, not dismissive, but concerned about this game when it was announced, because it's sort of like, how's it going to hold people's attention?
Yeah.
It sounds like Steep again, where it's like, it's fun, but are you going to want to come back? Are you going to want to keep playing? And I'm not suggesting that they stick a story, in this open world mess about on, bikes game or whatever. But they have actually grounded it a little bit by adding some characters, especially in the early goings in the beta, in the tutorial. There's someone who's there who, her background is that she's competed in X Games before, and you've got this crazy reputation before you come in. She's like, whoa, I'm so excited to meet you, and you're just there like, hi, it's me, the guy who fell off his bike 12 times in the opening section that's meant to be really cool. And then she introduces you to this legend of the 3 disciplines, and he's like, he can do it all, and he's done it all.
Wow.
But you're your sort of I don't know, your enjoyment of them, your tolerance for them will be how much you can put up with the whoa gnarly dude, because they're just that. They're just like big old caricatures, which in a way is kind of appropriate.
Yeah.
But in another way, they're like
kind of annoying as well.
They're the last people you would want to spend time with in real life.
Yeah.
And also, I can't speak for any actual fans of X Games and so on, but they also may find it a bit, I don't know, reductive, derivative of like, this guy's the legend and he's just, there's a guy, whoa, and he's like throwing out all this vernacular that's just like, what are you talking about, man? But it is fun to play.
Yeah.
I did a lot of stuff on the bike and that got really fun. You can do like several times during a race, for example, it's all downhill and stuff.
Right.
There'll be ramps where you can do tricks and stuff. And if you land, you get extra points. And you can do it so that you, Tonky Hank style, when you're in the air, you press a button, you'll do a backflip or whatever and do different tricks. And this is the same for all the different vehicles.
Yeah.
Or you can do it manually, skate style, with the right stick.
Right.
I was really bad at it and I couldn't get the hang of it, but the option is there.
Someone probably will love that. I mean,
somebody
really
will be really good at that, but it's not me.
But it's not Ben
I'm
Potter.
I'm afraid I am not going to be good at that. So it is fun. I am still a little concerned about its longevity.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can recommend it to people who aren't all in on this kind of game anyway. But it does just sort of strike me as you're in an open world, you've got all the vehicles, you can mess around with friends, there's loads of players there all the time. And while you're doing your event, very cool, I was going to say very coolly.
Very coolly.
Yeah, very coolly. You will have people competing in events at the same time or just roving around the open world. So they won't be able to like get in your way or knock you off your bike or something. But you'll be like doing a jump and you'll see like 20 people going phew, just underneath you doing like a different race. So it's like, it really feels like this chaotic open world. However, the very cynical part of me thinks that, I mean, it's kind of like, in a way, if they're trying to attract the sort of GTA Online audience almost, where they can mess around with their friends in an open sandbox, it's GTA but without all the fun stuff, like the weapons and the explosions and the crazy missions and stuff.
It's a bit more like kind of the Forza thing of like drive around an open landscape but also be doing races with your friends kind of thing. Yeah,
that's definitely more where they're trying to take it. But are cars less fun than a bicycle? I don't think they are.
No.
I think driving around really fast in Forza with friends is way more interesting than being on a bike. And there's lots of fast traveling.
Doing some mad stunts on your pedal bike.
There's so many stunts. There are events which are just do as many stunts as you can. And it's all very intuitive and it's relatively easy to get the hang of. And bailing is fun because you're like just ragdoll and smash into rocks and stuff. And if you mess up and like miss a gate that you're meant to be going through, because it's sort of like, you know how it works. Like there's 12 gates you've got to go through as you make your way down. It gives you the opportunity to like hold down a rewind button and you just go back up.
Right, okay.
Because I don't know if this was exclusive to the beta, but I didn't race any real people. I raced ghosts of people who had also done this race at some point. So I'm sure you'll encounter real people, and I'm sure the other participants in the world map were real people playing at the same time, but certainly in the races I did, there weren't actual people there. So it's fun, but it may not stay fun,
right?
And I think Riders Republic is probably most likely to find and keep its audience among existing fans of real-world X Games competitions and so on. However, their mileage will vary depending on how much they can put up with the, whoa, gnarly, this is crazy. Oh,
sick.
You got to get 11 stars, man, and then you can go over and do this event. But
you did that so coolly, man.
It's a lot of that. But that's Riders Republic. That's the beta, at least. It's shaping up really nicely. And to be clear, there's not much wrong with it. I just don't think it's necessarily going to have the legs to keep players. So we will just have to wait and see what happens, really.
Well, thank you, Ben. Yeah, that was a little QuipScope on Riders Republic. Riders Republic.
Yeah.
More like ride until you get bored of it. Lick.
Does Republic. Very
Republic.
good. That's great. Riders Republic. More like Riders Repub liking it. I'm liking it. It's fine.
Cool.
You got any more?
Riders Republic. More like.
Yep. You can do this.
Riders. Rad, dude.
Very good. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.